righty. Hello, everybody. Good morning, and welcome to the morning roast. Oh, there you are, Chubb. You were froze for a second.
Yeah, that's me. It's cold here.
Ah.
Sorry. My son. For everybody watching. Yeah. He's eaten too many gummy bears. He's eaten a whole pack of gummy bears. And he's just had a good vomiting session. But he's feeling fine now.
Oh man, he went all the way to vomiting. I thought he just had an upset stomach. Daggone.
Yeah, I told him if you vomit it all up, you'll feel better. And it's good advice.
He's struggling over there. But yeah, for everybody who don't know, this is Chubb. Ignore the Mrs. part.
I know. It's Monica's been fiddling around with this computer, so she's.
And we haven't had Mr. Chubb on in quite a long time. It feels like anyway.
It's been a long time, but you know what? Last time I spoke to you, I think the red dress joke was making the rounds, and I see it's still there.
It's never went away. It has never went away, Chubb. I cannot escape it, unfortunately. Not as long as Pale Rider is still with me. He will never go away. And there he said, "Let the drag show begin." Of course. Well, I guess it's appropriate you're Mrs. Chubb today then.
Yeah. It's I don't know how to change it. I'm an idiot, so I can't do it.
We got Aaron. He says Leighton Gay. I know. I'm working on it. So this is a special Saturday stream I said I would try to do for folks who couldn't make it on the Mondays and Wednesdays. I don't know if our usual crowd will pop in, like Soul and stuff, since this is outside of the normal scheduled program.
I appreciate it. I really appreciate it.
But it's no, I don't mind. It's my day off, so I can always go back and fall back to sleep after this or something.
So yeah, it's just the time zones and everything going on. It's just hard. It's always been the big impediment. So many things I could jump on, but it's 2:00 in the morning, and I'm like, you're gonna get up again at I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah, that's why one of the reasons I tried to do these shows, because I noticed when I started doing them, I noticed I would get people from outside the U.S. popping in all the time, because for them it was like, oh hey, this is evening time or something, and it was like, oh well, this is really fun. I'm getting to talk to people, all kinds of different people, and the people who can't see the other shows live can see this one, and.
Like Marina's Dark Side and Comics. I see that. He's like a regular.
Yeah, and I can have on guests. For those guests, it's a lot easier to come on the show versus say the other ones that might be more prestigious, maybe, but they are, they're usually in the evening here, so it'd be harder for people to get on.
I'm not an important person, so I couldn't.
Oh, come on now, Chubb. Come on. Anyone who's read Merry Boys would think differently than that. Now, that's quite a book. I quite like Merry Boys. It's up there in my top crowdfunders. I quite enjoyed it. I actually need to back Beefheads. I thought I had, but apparently I have not.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, I thought I had.
We're having, but like I was saying, it's just we're having problems with Royal Mail at the moment, but they should probably be resolved within the next week or so. They got hacked. First they had strikes, and so we were going to send everything out in December, but then there were strikes, and if you send anything out during a strike, it gets put in a big pile in the back of a sorting office, and it just gets left there where everything else just carries on, and they slowly try and resolve that. So we left it because we didn't get caught in that. And then straight after that, they got hacked by somebody. I think it's Russians or something. And so now we're back in school. Yeah,
that's crazy. They got hacked and on strike.
Ransomware, I think it's called Lockbit, I think is the software. So it's the sorting office's main frame where they lock them all out of their computers. And then they send these messages to the fax machines, with the ransom and all that. It's crazy. It's anyway, that's the excuse. But
Yeah, like I was telling you there before we started the show, like hopefully you don't get like some services like that poor guy got when he got his Pikachu yellow version in the mail, and it was in a nice hard case, and it was graded, and he got the mail, and the case was tore open, and the box was
yeah. Now this happens for times. I mean, when we sent out, I think with the last campaign, we sent out about 570 packages. Out of those, I think there were about 5 where people said somebody's opened this, on the way in. I think they do like spot checks and things.
Look! I just seen this on Twitter. Look at this. This poor guy got this book in. Monster 2. Look, so he just crammed it into his mail. It wouldn't fit, so I guess they crammed it in there.
Oh gee, but what is it? Is that a Gemini mailer? It is a Gemini.
Yeah.
Oh god, those things are hard to bend.
Yeah, he just jammed it right in there.
Are you a bodybuilder postman? There was this guys who tear telephone books and fold frying pans.
Yeah, it's like that. What was it? Gosh, that one picture. It was went around. It was like a guy that was working for part of the presidential staff or something, as like a cook or something. He was like jacked all to hell, and he's sitting there doing like chef work. He's got the chef hat on. Like, geez, ew. That man is two different fields. Oh, we got Shadowhawk Talks here. Hello, the missus. What is this? I think I might have to start charging you for what? For my promotion efforts. I'm here spreading misinformation on the internet and then wants money for it. That sounds like you're just trying to like blackmail me.
Blackbit Russians.
It's like the modern day version of a mobster charging for protection money. Well, wouldn't want any talk of you in a dress to go out on the internet, would we?
Too late. From what I've heard.
Raiden Radio. Hail. I think
hello. From the sunny UK. Not so sunny.
I think I just watched one of your videos, Raiden Radio. Did I? Let me think here. I think there was one I just watched. It was about... was it?
I haven't heard of Raiden Radio. I messed up. What sort of videos?
I think I did. Yeah, I watched his movie. He did a video about The Menu, a movie. Yeah, pretty sure that's him there. Yeah, I watched it. It was pretty. He did a good job with it. Because I seen ads for this Menu movie. I was like, man, that looks don't look very good to me, based on the trailers. And he did a video on it. It was only 9 minutes, but it was good. I liked it. Yeah. This movie made me too angry.
There's a lot of that going around. I mean, there's so much stuff to make people angry these days. Like this Velma series is just a steaming pile of shit. I mean,
oh god, yeah, that was awful.
Yeah, I've stopped. I'm so careful with what I choose to watch now, because I'm just like, is this going to gravely disappoint me or not?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have much time. I can't be gravely disappointed around the clock. I gotta thin it out and figure out what I'm gonna spend my time on. Some stuff that's worth it.
Yeah, gosh, that Velma one. I had a friend. I have a friend who before the thing came out, it was all about. She was talking about that whole situation with Velma and talking about her being a lesbian or something. And she's like, "Oh, we all know she's always been we all know she's a lesbian. She always has been. I don't know why these guys are trying to make it out like."
I don't remember her scissoring people on the show, dude.
I watched the original series back then. I don't remember her ever being a lesbian. And I remember at one point watching an episode when I got a little older with Johnny Bravo doing a crossover with Scooby Doo, and Velma had the hots for him. And so I was like, she didn't seem like a lesbian to me.
Yeah, she also changed race. She Michael Jackson. How do you do that?
They showed off some of the original concept art for that show on Twitter, and I was looking at it and I was like, all they had to do was change like some of the clothing colors on, I think, like 2 of the characters, and it would have been a completely different show. Like they didn't look anything like the original cast. Like you could have just made a whole different show on them.
Well, I'd much sooner go locate the Venture Brothers, which I've been hearing great things about. They do this parody of Scooby Doo.
Oh yeah, Venture Brothers. Oh man, I haven't watched that in a while.
I've never watched it because I love that old swim. I'm a major fan of Metalocalypse. That's great. That is
wicked.
Yeah, so good. We got all the box sets and everything. I got to find Venture Brothers and got to watch that.
I used to have that Awaken song as my alarm when
to awake
on my phone. Yeah, like awaken. No, I used to watch some Adult Swim stuff. I only watched a few episodes of Adventure Brothers. I've watched a few. They wasn't bad. C Lab was at 2021. I think I watched some of it. I always liked Harvey Birdman.
Oh yeah, Attorney at Law.
That was a fun one.
Yeah. Old Hanna-Barbera repurposed animation, and Robot Chicken. The stop motion on that was pretty.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Chris, do a good show. EVS and Christina Aguilera might be the job. I highly doubt that, Bam Raptor. I doubt they're gonna, come down and watch the show.
I've been out of the loop completely. I for all I know, Christina Aguilera could be part of CG now and bring.
Although if Aguilera does, watch, I always thought she was hotter than Britney Spears back in the day.
With a shaved head.
That old grudge back. Let's see. Venture Brother is a parody of Johnny Quest. Oh, okay.
All right.
Rain Raiders says he has Brock Sampson tattooed on his arm. Oh, that's dedication. All right. Oh, here, you know what? Like a dummy. I don't even have Mary Boys brought up on my thing. What am I doing?
Oh, I'm really bad. I forget. I can share this. Should I do that? Wait.
I got it.
You got it?
I can share it up. Here we are. I'm gabbing away, and I didn't even have my basic stuff ready.
It's like I've been so blasé about this stuff. Hey, Sim.
Good morning.
Good, man.
How you doing this morning, Sim?
I'm doing fine. Just came out of the shower.
Oh, fresh.
Yep.
We were just gabbing about Adult Swim stuff. Apparently, Chubb here's never seen Venture Brothers.
You've never, dude. You need to see this.
I've only heard good things about it. So
yeah,
I'm in this phase of just going back. I can't watch current stuff because it makes me sad and angry and upset in my tummy. So I need to find older stuff. So I'm going, yeah.
It's still only a cup of tea, dude.
I did like what was the character in there? The Monarch?
Yeah, the Monarch with his late Mr. Boyfriend. I mean, no, what is it?
It was like, yeah, the one that's like a woman, but she's got a man voice.
Boss lady or something like that, and she's a hot babe, but has a really manly voice.
Today that won't be comedy. That'll just be,
Yeah,
it's fucking. I loved that series. That was freaking awesome.
Oh yeah, and speaking of current stuff, I seen a post. I think it was on Facebook that John Carpenter came out and said that he's not involved in the Escape from New York reboot, and that they're going to make Snake a woman. I was like, I don't even care. Like I've got the originals. Who cares? I don't care if they're good or bad because I half time don't even watch them.
It's like I saw people going like, it's time that we get a Captain Jack Sparrow that's a woman. We need this needs to happen. And my answer was it did. It was called Cutthroat Island.
Yeah,
and it was not. And yeah.
No,
it already happened. It's just that no, they want Jack Sparrow to be a chick, and I'm like, what's her name? Jackie Sparrow.
The name.
Yeah.
It's popular.
That's the thing.
That's the problem. Nobody wants to build a new franchise or a new concept idea. It was very popular, and
it's like if a guy opens a restaurant, he wants to make chicken salad, but he calls himself McDonald's. To me, that's the same principle. It's like I want to be as famous as McDonald's, but I don't want to do what McDonald's does. I don't want to do burgers.
I'd say at the end of the day, the problem is you've got
I want to do bruschettas, but I want to be as famous as McDonald's. I'm going to call myself McDonald B.
Yeah.
I'd say one of the issues you got is like, these companies, they don't want to take any risks. So they go for the easy thing, which is like the reboots and stuff. And since that's a popular IP or something like that, then you've got, all the different activists and whatnot.
That's what I thought. That's what I
jump on it.
That's what I thought it was. But now with how much it's happening, I'm starting to think that I think they actually wanted to like hurt what was there. It's like like breaking the kneecap of the competitor.
I think it's a case of this. It's literally built into the marketing plan because marketing is the most expensive part about being a movie and stuff. It dwarfs everything else.
It's a big part of the budget. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you can get people upset enough and get people to talk about it, then you've done a lot of marketing. That's really the picture. Then I think some clever, probably bearded, respectable guy with a little bow tie going, you know what would really get people talking about this?
Mm-hmm.
We make it a woman, or we say we're going to make it a woman. They've done it with James Bond loads of times. They said we're going to make it a woman. They just do that. They get that rumor mill going. People talk about it in anticipation of the new movie. It is a cynical, ugly way of marketing something, but that's what they're doing. It's exactly what they're doing. They upset people, and it's
the old saying. Talk about it good, talk about it bad, as long as you talk about it.
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that.
But speaking of competitors, potentially alternatives, you got Mary Boys.
Yeah, Mary Boy is one of my favorite comic books from the indie scene. But one of the top two from the UK guys, that and the Olden Mortal World.
Yeah.
Dude, those two books are my favorite from the UK guys so far.
Excellent. That's cool.
I can't wait to get the next one.
That's it. I've been telling Chris we've been having trouble with Royal Mail. Royal fail. They've been hacked, and now the sorting office is everything is stuck in limbo. I've sent out so many packages. I stopped as soon as I heard there's been a problem. I stopped addressing the parcels because I know what happens then. Everything just gets stuck in some sorting office for God knows how long. And when it starts up again, they don't deal with the backlog first. They deal with the new parcels first. Like we saw with the strikes they just had recently. So yeah, it's really annoying. I wanted to get all out in December. Then we got caught with the strikes, and now it's the hacking problem. But the comics exist. They are there. They really exist. Like, here's a box. We ship them out in these pizza boxes. Not Gemini mailers, but still not bad. And
hopefully it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg to mail them.
No, it's all right. No, not with Royal Mail. It's actually okay. And here's the book. Exists. I went with Perfect Bound this time because it's thicker.
Sweet! It's gonna look good in my library.
Yeah, it's like it looks like a European.
Like the British European, the French comic type of thing, where it's the size of a French comic type of thing, but it's a soft cover instead of being a hardcover.
Yeah, it's a soft cover, perfect bound, and
looks awesome.
And this time we went with printed on natural paper, and it's just normal printing, so it's not glossy or anything. Some people have said they're really happy we did that. And let me go through now I can actually show the physical perks because we actually have them. So here's the variant cover.
Beef heads.
That looks so good.
Mm-hmm.
This has been quite popular. I didn't think people like variant covers that much, but this one, the Beef Heads Companion, which is like a book with it's like prep sketches, notes, and things like that.
Oh, sweet.
On the process.
Was that part of a bundle, or it's something that comes with the book?
It's separate, and it's part of the Logotier bundle. So it can be an add-on, or it can be.
Didn't you do something like that with the first one?
I did. I had like a stretch goal because it was just like an afterthought before. It was literally just I got all this stuff. Might as well just chuck it all together. And I thought, well, people really loved it. People really, so I thought, hell, I want to do it again. Because, I mean, when you're doing a project, you just collect a lot of sketches because everything gets sketched up before you do it. And just a lot of weird concept stuff. Like, for example, when I did this pig print, like this one, I'll show you. It's also part of a print pack that I'm doing. Like, for example, I'll have, like, I did like a, it's not, it's like, that's like what I did for a reference photo, just for the lighting. Me in my yard. So stuff like that. So otherwise people would never really see that.
Oh, we got Commie Mark.
Hello.
What's up?
Hail Chris, hail Sim, hail Uncle Fester, hail the chat, hail the mods, hail spam.
And welcome to the stream. And did you see that? Who was it? Raiden Radio says he has Brock Simpson tattooed on his arm. Fellow writer going, Venture Brother is a parody of Johnny Quest. So, yeah, it is. It's pretty. I'm telling you, it's freaking awesome. It's one of those cartoons, that you like. I don't know. I was a bit like, Then my brother goes, dude, just watch a few episodes, and I'm like, oh, yeah, this is awesome.
I wonder if I can still get box sets of it. Because I want to stream it.
Yeah, they're on stream. You can stream them too, but you can get box sets on Amazon. No problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Just
collecting physical media now.
Yeah, I've been into that because I know what happens. Like, there's a lot of British comedy that I like where, you can't show that episode, you can't show that episode anymore.
Mm-hmm.
This is a problem, that's a problem, and they just
edited this and we cut that out. Yeah,
or they just struck the whole series,
mm-hmm.
so you never see it, and that's the problem. So you never know how bad it's going to get, and if something's good, it's good to own it. Watch it on your own terms.
Yeah, I always worry with like with Steam or something. It's like, something could happen and they could just be like, yeah, you don't get access to your library of games anymore. Boop, and there I've lost like 100 and some games.
Anyways, it's good to have stuff when you have home insurance. It brings up your value.
That's asset, baby.
Yeah, it brings the assets up.
Yeah, I'd love to have more physical. I wish it would come back. The nice fancy boxes and all that stuff that you could nice and present up somewhere on your shelves or something. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing. You need the room for it. That's the truth.
Optimus.
Yep, finally came in.
Wow.
They can go with your other one.
Yeah, right there.
It's a piece of kit.
Rodimus Prime is right there. Yeah, it's pretty goddamn awesome.
Yeah, but it looks like Beefheads is on the same level of quality as the first book as in terms of art. I see it looks exquisite.
I've kind of backed away from some of the ink wash and some of the stories, and I've just been toying around with it. But yeah, I'm really happy with the result, and people have said they're really they've surpassed the first one. So.
I remember in the first, I always loved like the facials, like the look of the faces and the expressions of the characters. I thought that looked really good. And it just looks so fun. Like those little midget men's faces. It just get me.
It's like it's that's just what I enjoy. I just really enjoy, that aspect of it. I probably spend too long trying to perfect this stuff. But I mean, I just like it. I genuinely like drawing comic books.
Like I loved the first one when it came in. When I got it, I wasn't expecting it to be that big, as big as it was, and I was like, oh wow, okay, this is cool. And I was like, wow, and then I opened it and the art looked exquisite, just like I thought it would, and I read it and I kept chuckling throughout the whole read. I was like, this was very good. I was very happy with it.
No, that's excellent.
And that was what else came in around that time? I think there was a couple ones that came in that was a bit of a wet fart, but that one made up for it.
Yeah, it's
David Vila, hello. He says the scratch disc that you can't use anymore. It was a blast.
Yeah, dude.
I got a few of them still.
Yeah, I had a huge collection of DVDs and Blu-rays, right? But the DVD, like, so the Blu-rays, they last. DVDs didn't. So like, you have kids or anything, they would scratch at nothing, and then unreadable. It's not the same thing with Blu-rays. Blu-rays are pretty much like everlasting. Yeah.
Serious? Okay, I didn't know. I'm still buying DVDs like a chump.
No, dude. Blu-rays are anti-scratch technically. Like, you can scratch them, but you really have to want to scratch them, so they'll last longer. Yeah.
We got a Blu-ray player. I've just never really considered getting it. That's all. Yeah, maybe. Depends on the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got a few PlayStation 1 discs upstairs that are probably scratched to hell.
Dude, I had more DVDs and Blu-rays than I had freaking comic books. And see what I mean?
No DVDs.
Yeah, I had more DVDs than I had books.
Yeah, and they do take up a lot of space too. That's the other thing, So if you try and have like a solution where you put them all in sleeves, then you miss out on all those inlays and obviously the box. Anyway, you're gonna have to chuck the box, and that hurts because you paid for the whole package.
But like I was saying, even if you put them in the sleeves, like, they scratch so easily. It's stupid. Like the DVDs, there's DVDs that were on the thing there, and they got loose in the box and they got scratched.
Yeah. I don't know why, but every single time I buy one, there's always one that's loose.
Yeah, like you'll buy them new and they're loose, and then you're like, oh no.
Yeah, exactly that. I don't know how it happens.
David says you underestimate your kids' power. That's
what I said. You really have to want to scratch them.
Yeah. That's right. And
like, I remember one of the kids, like, it's anti-scratch, and then you see, like, you can't scratch them, and he's using them as skates just to prove me otherwise.
Yes, I can believe my freaking niece was as bad as I was with stuff when I was little. She would take my PlayStation 2 discs and all, or my Xbox 360 discs, and just leave them lay around somewhere, and then would walk on them and do all kinds of stuff. I'm like, Tranny, what are you doing? I'm like, that costs money. You're killing me, your kid. Oh,
one good thing is that real media is actually quite cheap now. So if you don't mind buying secondhand, then you can pick them up for a song. I bought, because Graham Lanneman's back on Twitter, and he's gonna, they've cancelled him before, but they're really gonna scrub everything he's done at some bloody point. I bought IT Crowd, Father Ted, and Black Books, the box hits for that.
I need to. I've never got to fully watch all of that Father Ted show.
Oh, that's the best one.
I've seen clips of it, and I'm like, gosh, that's so funny. That clip, I always come across every so often that clip where they're talking about him being racist.
Yeah,
you're racist now, Father. It just gets me every time. He's like, what? No.
It's so parochial. It's quality. It's timeless. I just wish they could resurrect the main guy and get everybody back together and do a few more episodes in today's climate, because there's so much more material now, so many more things just to make fun of.
That woman just comes out. Oh, the great.
Steve Remark says, I got a pen at Christmas that was indestructible. It was broken before dinner. Yeah, that's a challenge. When somebody says indestructible, it's a challenge. You're definitely going to buy one just to test it out.
Yeah.
This makes me think.
It's true. You have to admit, it's true. You're like, anti-scratch. There was a Blu-ray where I went, okay, I'm curious. Let's try it.
Yeah, and this is made out of diamond, like one solid piece of diamond. You can scratch it. That's.
No, yeah. It's just like I said, you really have to want to scratch it. So, collecting wise, it's annoying when you go into your DVD and then you're like, where did that scratch come from? Like, you don't even know. Like, you can have like an unbalanced disc in your DVD player and it'll scratch it.
Yeah.
It's so like, it's one of the things, like, having collected DVDs for so goddamn long.
And also, after a while, it just perishes. The
Yeah.
plastic it's made out of, it can last for about maybe 20 years, and then it starts cracking, falling apart.
I mean, it's one of the reasons why I started like having like collecting Blu-rays, replacing my movies in Blu-rays back then. And another thing that got me started was when they started giving you the digital download.
Oh yeah.
And that's when I started like buying a Blu-ray. I shove it in a like in the box or in the shelf, and I have the version on my computer.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean, look, if you can have it in a solid state on a drive or something, that would be the perfect solution. Because then you can line up. You can just
That's what I do now. It's I collect everything on my on a drive. I have a solid state drive just for boom 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 boom. All my movies are in there.
Yeah, that's it.
Like that, you can easily make your playlist. Oh, what do I feel like watching? Let's put that movie in VLC and just work and watch.
What I want to do, because I got all these TV series now. I got the Swamp Thing TV series, which is apparently great.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Everybody raves about it. I don't know why it's been cancelled, but I mean, a lot of hardcore sort of Bernie Wrightson Swamp Thing fans go like, "This is good. It's close. It's really, it's a good homage to that era." So that I want to get that. I want to get all the episodes of Sopranos and all these comedies. And what I would like to do is like reconstruct like a TV watching thing where you have one episode of this, one episode of that, one episode. You don't just binge watch one thing. You get like a bit of variety.
I don't know. I can't do that anymore. It's one of the things like even with comics, I could not even read a floppy anymore. I would wait to have like 3 or 6 of them, then read them.
I guess you'd have to wait. Yeah, but if you
I think it's one of the reasons why we got so used to that new model of indie comics, where it's like, give me a 60-page.
Yeah. But I think it's fair. That's always my thing. If you're going to be doing crowdfunding, it has to be a unit. It has to be an enjoyable unit of comic book. So don't leave somebody hanging. And having said that, and I didn't just say this to segue into what I'm going to be doing in the future, but the next thing is going to be a longer form story, and I'm going to split it up into 3 or 4 parts. So, but it's going to be in a way that's entertaining. So,
is it going to be Merry Boys, or are you going to have something new?
Merry Boys. I was going to go off and do something else, but as soon as this thing was done, I was like, no,
I want more.
When you get an idea, and you're like, this is okay, you're just like, I can't put this aside because it's just when things work really well, you're like, damn it, I gotta do this, I gotta see this through. So next arc.
Because I like the fact that Oompa Loompa going bananas in this work HD.
There's loads of little references and things all over the
place. But they do look but one of the things it's always thought they remind me of Popeye.
Yeah.
It's like they could be like Popeye's kids.
Yeah, somebody said that. I think it was actually Kami Mark who said you should have a story where it comes out that Popeye is actually their dad. Let's see him because he's up sailing somewhere.
He's up sailing somewhere, and he was drunk and he forgot about it. Or you don't even need to mention him. You just said their mom is Olive.
Yeah.
And she complains about her husband sailor that's never home. Like the first time I saw them, it's what it hit me in the head, like reminded me of the Monty Python type of vibe or stuff like that, right? But then they look like Popeye, like it reminds me so much of the Tank Girl stuff.
Yeah,
mixed with that's the thing. It's like
I know.
What's the name? Becker. I'm trying to remember what's the name of the artist of
Tank Girl.
Yeah.
Jamie Hewlett was the
Break It. What? Jamie? Yeah, that's it. I always mix the writer and the freaking artist.
Yeah, it was Martin and Hewlett. Alan Martin. Jamie.
Hold on, they're right here.
I don't know nothing about
it. You haven't read Tank Girl?
So
I've seen the movie back in the day.
No, the movie's nothing like the comics.
Yeah, I've never got to read the comic.
But that said, the movie's great.
It's good, yeah. It's definitely good.
It's not exactly like the comic. They took liberties, but it's fucking great. Like Tank Girl.
That's all a lot of people know about Tank Girl. Well, Halo Jones is great.
I have the entire collection.
Yeah.
And this thing too.
Yeah, that's Ashley Wood's. He's the artist on that. Still with the same writer. I like Ashley Wood's stuff. His robots and zombies stuff is great.
Is what?
He does robots and zombies is like a series that he did.
Really?
Yeah, IDW.
Never heard of it.
And he did Pop Bites and a few other things. But his paintings to me are like the best. It's just if you look, what I love about his stuff, it looks so shambolic. If you look at it really close, it just looks like a mess. When you zoom out a little bit, you're like, every stroke contributes to a value, and everything is perfect. Just great artist, amazing artist.
Yeah, after the release of the first book and everything, and all your art was on display, I was always surprised that people really didn't try to get you on more covers or something like that,
Oh, they have. I just haven't had time to do it.
Oh, really? Because I thought, wow, I thought I was going to end up seeing you on like all kinds of variant covers, like Preston does now.
Yeah. That's it. No, the answer is basically my day job keeps me, and just being a dad just keeps me incredibly busy. That's all. That's what I was actually I felt quite, like I was telling you before the show, I felt bad about going onto shows while I was working on the book, because it would show that I'm not working on the book right now and time is running out, sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, that's a real problem. I mean, for a lot of guys who are artists, like, as a profession, I mean, I think it's a bit different, because you can make time for it. You don't have to be, at a certain place between this time and that time, and yeah, it's a bit different. So I think this is going to be like I've done a few things for other people. I did like a pin-up for John Madden on the swimsuit edition that he did for Graveyard Shift.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie's London I did a cover for. It's a bunch of things here and there. But yeah, I won't make it like a regular thing. In fact, I'm thinking of just saying this. I just got to focus on my own stuff, and just otherwise it bogs you down to the point where you just never get to do your own stuff. And that's
the
whole point of it.
Yeah, that does make sense. If it's like your second job, then yeah, you got to prioritize things. It makes sense. I know just doing this, making time to do this, or things like this with the YouTube, with me having a job, it's like, oh my gosh, I just want to go back to bed or something,
Yeah, I know that it's like that. That's why like my wife Monica, that's why it says Mrs. Chubb at the bottom there. I'm not Mrs. Chubb.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Hi, Monica.
Yeah. No, she was in the chat a little while back. Yeah. But I mean,
yeah. She did tweet out the stream. I appreciate that for that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, she's been good at promoting. She's been like Twitter process for Twitter presence for a long time, and what I want to do is basically I've decided to drag my ass out of the past and maybe embrace some digital technology. So I've gotten myself Clip Studio, and I was thinking, try and do the pencils digitally and print it out and do the inks analog. It'll have the same result, and it should be faster, I guess. Because right now I'm just doing absolutely everything with ruling out crop lines, perspective grids and stuff, man. You're doing absolutely everything old school. And I'm thinking to myself, to save time, maybe I should just get with it, just be a bit smarter about what I do. That's all. But,
I do have a question. You said you did this book differently there. What was it? Perfect Bound?
Yeah, it's because I don't have it here with me, but it's because it's 76 pages. So I got it saddle stitch, which is just a staple on the edge, and it bulged out. It was very thick.
Okay, yeah.
Too thick.
I guess my question would be, like, are you planning on doing that with all the books going forward? And is there a plan to maybe do that with the do like a reprint of the first books in that way, or are you going to do like a collected version?
I was thinking of doing collected versions of 120 pages each, and that'll be like once I've sold out of my back stock, then I'll re-release the first ones in a nice, perfect bound collection, maybe even
Like
hardcover.
a big arc. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. That's it. But I think for the the standalone ones, like the next campaign will also just be perfect bound. I think it just looks better. It looks better than doing it like that. I think you just need enough pages to fill it out, and it looks good on the shelf.
I didn't sing out David's thing here. He says, "Oompa loompa doopity doo. I've got a perfect beating for you. Oompa loompa doopity dee. If you are wise, you'll roll over and keel."
The Gene Wilder version.
That's my bro, by the way. Also the letterer on my books.
That's it.
I got him to sing.
That was me. And
Did you hear him?
Hey, Wally.
Did you hear him, Chris?
nah.
He came in my room, opened the door. I got him to sing. I know.
Good for him. If only Pale Rider was here to hear it.
Yeah, and El Gargo would be a happy.
And then we got Teddy Boogleman says, "I love a good pounding." Tank Girl movie is a putrid mess. He loves it.
Yeah, it's great.
The guys who made the comic, Tank Girl guys, they say they hate the movie, but on the other hand, a lot of people got to know about the comics through the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Keep in mind the movie also came out like back when Judge Dredd came out. Like it was part of the first wave of those comics. Like Dark Horse was taking over movies back then. They were Marvel of movies. They were everywhere.
Yeah,
like, there's movies that you didn't even know was Dark Horse, like Virus. There's a whole bunch of them.
Mm. Yeah, and RoboCop 2.
We even got Judge Dredd because of Dark Horse, even though they don't own them.
Yeah,
but back then they used to publish them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
When you buy Judge Dredd comics, where you are, do you buy them? Do you buy the progs, like the weekly progs, or do you only get the bound collections?
Here we get we would get the bound collection because it was really hard to get those Prague 2000 AD type of thing. Mm-hmm. Like you'd find them in like you were lucky to go in one of those like specialized magazine store and you go, oh, they have it next to Heavy Metal.
Prague,
it's what they call the 2000 AD magazine.
Yeah.
It's called Prague. Yeah. So it's like when you used to go buy Heavy Metal and it used to come in a little cellophane with extra stuff in it. So you buy that and it's Prague and it's a little bag set.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm pretty sure they're still the same, but that's how it used to be. But the thing is, I used to get them from like reprints of Dark Horse back in the days, because that's Dark Horse used to be the one that used to get them here. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I got the trades, I got the archive. How do you call it again?
The Apex editions, or which ones? Yeah. Those are the ones I have.
Complete case files.
Yeah. Well, our covers are different for some reason, but it's the same. It's the same content.
But then I started collecting those. I have a few of them. I have the Judge Dredd one. I have Origins. Mm-hmm. I have Anderson, which is pretty fucking good. And I tried this series, which I enjoy, but I stopped at 3 so far. This series by IW.
All right, I haven't seen that at all.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Let me see. Oh, we got Marinus. Hail, Marinus.
Hey, it is.
This is less other stuff means more Merry Boys. That's right.
There you go. That one.
I'm fine with that.
That one's pretty freaking good. If you guys haven't read this one, The Psychic Crime File, Judge Anderson.
Can't go wrong with Carlos and Alan Grant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, Alan Grant. That was his. That was. I mean, everything was Alan Grant's bag, but he made Anderson.
We got Pistolian Dave. All right, me babbers.
Oh.
And come on, you have to admit, watching the Dredd movie, Anderson is awesome.
Yeah.
Like when you're in there, you're like like the thing that you wanted in the movie Judge Dredd was to see Judge Dredd and Anderson. You didn't get to see Anderson. You got some cheesy rip-off character, and we didn't get Dredd. We got Dredd, Stallone Dredd, but the world was there, but not the characters. In Dredd, it's the other way around. The world was not there, but the characters were on point.
It was
Dredd was awesome. Anderson
Africa.
was pretty sweet. Huh?
It was filmed in South Africa, of all places.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which I thought was great. But yeah,
that's the only thing. It's the world was not there because they didn't have the budget. But just take the characters in the Dredd and the Stallone movie, and you're like, this is the perfect movie.
That the Mean Machine Angel, the Angel Gang scene. I think that's still on point. That's exactly how
the Angel family with Mean Machine.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like the entire world of the Judge Dredd movie, it's Judge Dredd. Like you're into the 2000 AD. He goes to the fucking pawn shop, and what you have there, Rover.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, it was Rover. Yeah, it was from the ABC Warrior. You're like, oh, hello.
Yeah. As a bodyguard, like a
yeah.
No.
What's the assignment? War.
And that's right. Rico was the brother.
Was a god.
Yeah, he was. He was also. He's probably I would even say I prefer him to Frank Miller. That's probably sacrilege saying that, but he's my favorite Batman writer. Alan Grant. Yeah.
Alan Grant.
Yeah, with Norm Brayfogle, that run that they did on Detective Comics and the early Batman ones and Shadow of the Bat series. That was good stuff.
My favorite Batman writer I would have to say, is Dennis O'Neil.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Grant's one of them with Frank Miller. Dennis O'Neil was the he made Batman what it is. Like he's the one that came in and make the mess make sense. He's the one that came into DC and established the rules that everybody follow with Batman.
Yeah. After that whole campy sort of 70s flat stuff, Yeah.
He's the one that brought everything back to like, okay, this is what Batman is.
Yeah. So that should be. Fair enough. Yeah. Fair dues.
Like he doesn't kill, but he will hurt you really fucking bad, and that's all that was in it. Like. Oh, you will hurt you. You will break those legs.
That does remind me. There's a auction coming up, Sim.
Really?
Wait, no, it's today actually.
Is it Shaver? Who's doing the auction?
It's a comic book auction and stuff down in Virginia. It's like 4 hours away from here, so I've missed it. But it was one that my brother showed me, and it's got some cool stuff going on. Like Frazetta, different Frazetta stuff, a lot of Batmans, like different long boxes. I got the page brought up here. I was looking at the pictures of it again. I would like to have went to it, but like it was 4 hours away, and I really don't need to spend any money right now. But it's got some signed stuff from different artists. It's got original art. It's got fancy Frazetta figures and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Darkseid saying Doug Moach. I don't know how you pronounce that name there. I know Doug, but not Moach. Moach is one of his favorites.
Oh, right there.
Then he goes, Tattoo Buggle Man says, Chubb's right. Alan Grant and Brayfogle run is terrific. O'Neil was the editor. Great stuff. Yeah, O'Neil, dude, he wrote some of the best freaking Batman stories ever. Even like one of the ones that I really, really freaking loved that I was really not expecting was Sword of Israel. It's one of my favorite fucking Batman stories.
That was after the Nightfall, wasn't it? When Bane broke his back.
Mm-hmm. No, that was before. Sword of Israel, that was before. They used that story to go back and get Israel from it. But it was its own story with the freaking like Templars and shit like that, where Azrael came in. He was technically a bad guy, and then the new one is the he became Batman after Bruce Wayne broke his back. I think. Yeah,
that's how it worked. Yeah, okay.
But the story was done way before the entire thing of getting his back broken. They just went back to get him because he was so famous. Because the thing is, that story is fucking awesome. I don't know if you read that series, The Sword of Israel. I love it.
Right. Okay, something to track down.
Yeah, like you actually have Batman being an investigator, like he's running around with his little recorder, Like he's trying to figure out who the fuck, like the flaming sword motherfucker killing people is, and you're like, dude, that's what Batman's all about.
World's greatest detective. People
Yeah.
I had it. I was torn with Nightfall when I read it. I liked
me too.
I liked all the way up to like when his back was broke and everything, and then I kind of lost interest. Like for me, it was like, yeah, Bane's awesome. I love him. I liked his origin because I had his origin book, where it talks about him being growing up in prison and everything.
And the way that he outdoes Batman, the way this plan worked, and you're like, oh, this is fucking awesome.
Down, and then he breaks him at the end. I was like, oh, this is so great. But then like afterwards, like, and if it had stayed like that, where like Batman, because of his back injuries, now is like kind of like semi-retired, and one of them takes over as protector or something. I'd have been really happy with that and really on board. But then of course he makes the comeback, and Azrael takes over and beats up Bane, and I'm like, what? We just had Bane being all cool and breaking backs, and now he's jobbing out to this guy. I don't even know who this guy is.
That's when I actually stopped reading Batman for a bit after that, when I met Azrael Batman, because I just thought, no, not again, not another Superman bloody thing, where he dies and he comes back.
I hate and let's say all you want about the New 52, that Batman run was fucking sick.
Mm-hmm.
New 52, like Scott Snyder became one of my favorite new writers on Batman. Like, I'm sorry that Greg Capullo and team up with him the night out the New 52 run with the Court of Owl and shit like that. Like the entire freaking run was sick. Like that's the only thing that I'm like, New 52 was pretty goddamn good, just because of that one. Or the beginning of Justice League with Jim Lee. Other than that, it took a really weird spin after. But dude, the Batman was pretty good. Until when they tried to do Ground Zero, that's when it started going like, yeah. They tried to retell the origin of Batman and all in it.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I've got the first collection of Court of Owls. I don't have the rest of it.
Like I don't understand. It's like people think they're like, you're playing with something, you're doing something great, and then they always like, you know what? Maybe I could make Batman better. Like, just stop fucking with him.
Yeah, don't stop
trying to change him.
Yeah, like I've been
thinking with my boy in blue, like Superman, leave him the fuck alone.
Yeah. I know. Oh god, that really messed up Superman.
David says he could become the world's greatest forensic detective. Talk about evolution. Shoot, then ask questions. Oh Lord. But yeah, like let me see here. Since we're talking about Batman, there's my Batman.
Yeah,
he likes the campy one.
His
dream was to have the underoos and be Robin.
Yeah, but
I was dealing with a guy.
Has the black and yellow cape.
That's a nice piece. Al Bigley. I don't know who that is.
That's good.
Good. Yeah, I like it.
Who's that? It looks a bit like who did? I keep forgetting his name. The guy who did the animated series. Bruce Timm. Yeah. That looks like that looks like more like Bruce Timm, but it isn't. You can see it's not Bruce Timm, but that reminds me of it.
Who did that? That's not Bagley, is it?
It says Al Bigley.
Bigley? You sure it's not Bagley?
Well, I don't know. It looks like it says Bigley.
Yeah. That's nice. I like that.
I'll look it up. Bigley.
Wish I could draw like that.
Yeah,
I love Bruce Timm's art.
But yeah, this is that auction. Like, it's got some good stuff.
Oh, the one in Virginia.
Yeah, the one that's going on right now.
Like you're surrounded by this, comic book culture is so big there. Here, I swear, I think 90% of the comic book stuff is American comics.
Yeah, but be careful when you buy original art or stuff like that, and in those places, because there's a lot of people that trace and copy other shit. Like you go to cons, like you'll have some Tintin original art. It's not. They're just fucking reproducing their shit. They act like they're fucking it. Like they'll trace and redraw a freaking Bruce Timm and say that it's the original art.
Right.
Just be careful.
Yeah.
Like make sure like you research it, make sure it is, and wow, Frazetta. Okay, so you're going to that cell, are you?
Well, it's already going on. It started at like 10:30 this morning.
What you waiting for? I want that statue.
It's 4 hours away.
Yes, so get going.
How much it would?
No, get going.
I can't afford it right now.
Get going. Me and Chubb will keep the show going. Bye. Go.
I wonder what that Tales from the Crypt box is, though. I love Tales from the Crypt.
This is like the lifetime collection of a guy. I think he was like in charge of the library there and stuff, and he was like a big comic book and pulp and all fan. So there's like a ton of stuff here. Just a ton of different books and pulp novels, and there's some original art I've seen, a bunch of comics, like all kinds of stuff. Just
I need to get a house in the U.S. around your area because there's so many of those shit in your.
I think he seems to be a Batman fan from what I've seen here. I'd seen a bunch of Batman stuff. Just so much. Like I would have probably spent quite a bit of money in this.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking at it, I'm like, oh man, there's like, I'd like to have that. I'd like to have that. I'd like to have that. Yeah.
I was looking at the old pre-code horror stuff.
Ooh, hello.
Old Harvey comics.
Weird Tales. That would be cool to have.
Yeah, that looks interesting. That one here. What the fuck is this?
Oh, that was
Right?
Frank Thorne's. What's that say? Cheetah.
Yeah.
That looks interesting. I like the.
Some railroad stuff. You got.
So why are you showing us there? You're not even there. You're not going. So.
Well, I didn't realize it was today until I brought it up.
It's like teasing us and blue balling us. It's not fair. It's not cool.
No, not that, man.
Comic porn. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Like figures.
Oh, I want that. I can't get that in the UK. They're extremely hard to find.
Really?
Spirit archives. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Check this out.
All them figures.
Yeah, they're not easy to find, but check this out.
Oh yeah, that's the first one. Yeah.
We got the first one here.
Right, just show it off. Yeah.
They're pretty fucking hard to find, but I got one.
Yeah, there are 25 of them, I think. And I would specifically be looking for the post-war stuff, where you really, really, when he comes back and he just kicks ass. Big time. Nice.
I remember finding this, and I'm like, oh, let's put that in my thing. And then I'm like, I'll get the other ones too.
That's right, David.
I never found the rest.
Dave knows what's up. Hell yeah, Adam West, greater than all other DCCU. That's right.
Well, you fucking heretics.
He knows what's real, what's the good shit.
You know, he's like Jon Snow. He knows nothing.
Tabo says Bruce Wayne should adopt the Merry Boys. They'd clean up Gotham in no time.
Yeah, beat the crap out of Robin too. Yeah.
I don't know. Bruce might be like, oh, no alcohol.
Oh, you made them all dressed like in 3 Robins. You call them the 3 Robins.
Yeah. Imagine that.
The 3 Robins, and they're all like.
I don't know if they'd like the outfit though.
No, that's the thing. But that's the thing. He'd unleash them on Basher.
The punk version of the costume. There you go.
And then he'd say, okay, you've gone too far now. And then he'd have to fight them, to get them to stop. That would be a good. And then there would be the Batman. But he'll need a lot of prep time for that. Yeah, a lot of prep time. Stop prepping.
This auction also had a bust that had the bust for the Man of Bronze.
The Man of what?
The Man of Bronze. What's his name? Doc. Was it Doc Adams or Doc? Yeah, the Man of Bronze. Like back in the day, they called him the Man of Bronze.
Doc Savage, is that it?
Yeah, Doc Savage. Yeah, Doc Savage, the Man of Bronze.
Yeah, because he had like a golden Egyptian type of skin. Yeah, that's why they called it the Man of Bronze or something. Is that it?
They got like one of him, and it's like a bust of him on here. I'd like to have it. They also have some Vampirella, different busts of her and stuff.
With her busts.
Yeah, with her busts.
See, that's a cool thing about that toy. You go this, and then you go, oop, and the gun goes right in the freaking back like this.
Oh.
I always wonder where he kept it, and they did it like in the cartoon. Yeah. Anyways, sorry.
Bruce would be
I just got it
there.
yesterday, so I'm still ooh ah.
Yeah, Doc Savage. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, technically he was. I was gonna say the inspiration for Superman, but yeah.
Hey, Joe
Who-
Prago.
Who was the inspiration
Somebody I
for
ain't seen
Doc
in a long
Savage? Was
time.
really?
No. It's some people say that he was the inspiration, the precursor to Superman.
Uh huh.
I think it was Doc Savage or something else. Or something.
Right. Okay.
Because people say, don't forget there was characters in Pulp Fiction before comic books. Because Superman's supposed to be the first superhero, even though there was other in Pulp Fiction.
No, but the Phantom wasn't the Phantom before Superman.
The Phantom or the Shadow, if I'm not mistaken, the Shadow was older, or the Phantom, I'm not sure, but yeah.
Yeah, look at that. The Art of Will Eisner, and it's signed.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. Oh, I've got a few of his art books.
Okay, again, why the fuck aren't you there, and why the hell are you bothering us with this now?
There's like
this
the
hurts.
Savage bust. Like
Look at those busts. Look at those busts. I can see them at the bottom.
Yeah. One big bust that Boom Dan would be proud of.
Like,
An American Werewolf statuette.
but then where's the other one? Like, I'd like to see a history of underground comics.
Yeah, I've seen that piece of art.
Fantastic
Yeah,
Worlds.
I've read that book actually.
Fantastic Worlds. I want this, dude. With wizards in it. Is that's a Bakshi thing?
The Art of William Stout is what it says there for Fantastic Worlds.
That's the type of shit I would like.
Mm-hmm. That's a good.
I'd like to get this history of underground comics. I've never heard.
Yeah, it's
I
a
never
good
heard
book.
of it, but it looks cool.
It's a really good book. Yeah.
And behind it, I wouldn't mind because look, it's Crumb. I see Crumb there.
Yeah. Into Crumb?
Yeah, I assume. Yeah, I assume it's Crumb. So,
that's what annoys me so much with about comic books. The hippies made stuff that was so incredibly offensive, and nobody picked them up on that. Whereas now you can't do anything that's even vaguely funny without people jumping on top of you. It's
look at that Mage. That's pretty interesting looking. Never seen that. Images of Ascension.
Catherine Kurtz. I've read this book.
Yeah, more books. He would seem to be a big fan of Tarzan because he's got signed by different authors there and stuff.
Yeah, people do read novels, not just image books.
There's another Tarzan, like a record. Yeah, he's got so much stuff. Mad Magazine.
Ooh, Mad.
This guy didn't have a girlfriend. Oh, that's cool. I got that collection over there of the early Mad comics.
I got that Doom Patrol. Let's see.
Oh, Doom Patrol, that was good.
Yeah, I love Doom Patrol. Let's see.
It's something I never got into yet, and I've always wanted to check them.
Prince Valiant.
Apparently, the TV series is really good. Oh, like the old Hal Foster stuff. That's a treasure. I'd buy that. I'd definitely buy those.
Prince
Look
Valiant.
at that.
Best
Volume 17, 1969 to 1970. Yeah, it looks like it's all the different volumes of it. That's cool.
That's excellent. I've got some Prince Valiants, but I mean something like that. They're probably in black and white too.
Like growing up, Valiant was always, of course, in the paper, and of course they were. I never got them in order. It always frustrated me. I was like, what's happening?
Did you notice the difference in quality of between Hal Foster's stuff and the stuff that was coming out in comics? There's just no comparison at all because he could take his time. He got models in everything. It's just
I would buy a few of them. I like those archive type of things.
I see Alex Ross up there. Liberty and Justice. I don't have that one. I wouldn't mention seeing what that's about.
Yeah, so
let's see. We got more there. Jeez, who?
I'm surprised you're still standing there. You're not already on your way there.
Zeta, Howard the Duck. There's Fighting American down there. Like he's got so many little different graphic novels.
This is all one guy's collection.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's all one man. All these flaws.
I would buy pretty much all the Frazetta shit probably.
All the long boxes and stuff. Like it just keeps going. It just keeps going. He's got so much. I think he passed on, unfortunately,
Mm.
and that this is all of his
I used
stuff.
to have those vinyls.
Well, it makes sense. I wouldn't let anybody sell my stuff when I'm still
Yeah,
alive. Just wouldn't
I
happen.
wouldn't give up. I wouldn't part with it.
Cold dead hands.
Yep, like it's so good.
Somebody's kid trying to,
All that good stuff. Just figures, but figures. Just so many
Oh
cool
boy,
things.
that's Superman Bank.
Like I wouldn't mind checking out these Kingdom Come figures just because I liked the book.
Yeah, the
Alex
book
Ross.
was good.
What's it? Mark Wade and Alex Ross. That one. I
It's
haven't read
one of
that.
Mark Waid's best book.
Uh,
Also, like Hunter Killers. But, yeah, everybody likes them.
Or Tarzan, or regular figures. It's got so much stuff.
Is that Lord? That was a Lord of the Ring thing. Yeah.
Yeah, Fellowship.
and Conan in the background. That's a nice statue. Isn't it?
Uh-huh.
It's a lot of its box.
Jolnir.
Alex
Raymond. Yeah, another one of those cohorts. Like it was. Hellfaster, Alex Raymond, and Milt Caniff. Excellent cartoonist. Milt Caniff, I think, probably is my favorite because he didn't use models as much. It was a more. I think Jack Davis and some of my artistic heroes, they all learned from reading Milt Caniff more than anything else. It's that looser style. Excellent at spotting blacks. Just so good. Bernie Wrightson?
Yeah, Bert Wrightson. Like all kind. Like was that Stout? Saurians and Sorcerers. Never heard of that. Oh, it's cards. Huh.
Okay, do we know somebody that lives by?
Aeon Flux. Yeah, nice cards that there.
Yeah, I love the Influx. That was good.
Like, there's
Because Wally says you can't take it with you.
yeah, that's true.
I'll try
Yeah.
that.
Like this will be me down the road probably. Just so much shit. Just here you go, everybody. I guess.
How's that? It
Because
looks
I
like
know
Archie Comics, but
the
is it? What is that?
official underground and new
Oh,
wave comics price guide. Oh, price guides. That's interesting. I never heard of them. Yeah, like
Yeah, they used to sell them in comic book shop.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
And it also used to be a big part of Wizard magazine back then.
Didn't realize
You used to have a price guide in there for all the hot stuff.
I never realized how many Tarzan books there was until this auction.
Yeah, and some of them were illustrated by Frazetta.
Yes, that's what made them. That's what made them. Yeah, Tarzan and Conan. The Conan books made a massive comeback with the Rosetta covers.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, go on. Hey, Buckaroo Banzai.
Which is a cult. Maybe it's a classic.
Like I'd like that. Like I seen this. I was like, oh, Nick Fury, the Steranko, Nick Fury. That would be cool to have.
Ooh.
I've seen Marvel Comics: The Untold Story by Sean Howell.
Yeah, how Kirby created everything, got screwed by Stanley. Yep.
Or John Romita's Spider-Man. Atlas of War.
Oh yeah, the junior or senior?
That's senior.
Like I in all respect to senior, but I prefer junior.
You do?
Like storytelling wise, like dynamic and everything. Like there's something like a lot of people don't like his style. A lot of people will pick at him, but dude, he's on point. He's fast, and dude, the storytelling is sick.
That's like, right. And his Daredevil stuff I really like.
Dude, it's one of my favorite freaking things, man. Without Fear, dude, it's a masterpiece. With Frank Miller, it's a freaking masterpiece.
Yeah.
Like I
also like the other one where it was what was that? I'm trying to remember what it was. It was during the clone Spider-Man thing. There was a comic book that he did where they're all in deluxe floppies, and it was he had the fucking web around his head. It was like technically Ben Reilly, I think it was.
I don't know who was
I just can't remember the title of that story. It was another one of those short stories. It was pretty freaking good. It was by Mateus, I think, the writer.
on Facebook, there's a guy who strips all the color out of the old, well, of just various comics, and he was doing a bunch of John Romita Jr.'s Daredevil pages, and it's great to see it uncolorized, just see the lines and stuff like that.
Dude, his Punisher was one of my favorite stuff that back then, like the Warzone, was it Warzone or War Journal? It was Warzone. Oh, dude,
man, if
the entire part where the part of like putting a freaking popsicle in the back of the freaking guy that he thinks that he's getting melted, burned by a freaking, and he's burning a steak and he's touching him with a fucking popsicle and the guy's going nuts. It's all from that freaking run, and that run was freaking awesome. Warzone.
If this book was signed by Wolfman and Perez, oh man, I'd jump on that. I'd like that.
It says signed, so it's either signed by one of them.
Yeah, I would get that for sure.
So while we're looking, Jack Kirby, motherfucker. That I would empty. I would empty that fucking thing.
Yeah, I'd go for that.
I have to admit, I have most of his collection. To be
like,
honest,
there'd be so many of these boxes I'd just buy.
Dark Knight Return Deluxe Edition, dude. Wow.
Tim Sale.
War Years.
Yeah, Tim Sale loved that guy. May he rest in peace.
I know everybody's kicking the bucket.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. I think that was from Zeta, the Tales from the Crypt cover too.
Yeah, I'd like to have that Tales from the Crypt. I like that cover there. That's cool.
Teddy Buggleman says Stanley was innocent. Yes, he is a retarded innocent.
More for Zeta. That one's still wrapped and framed and stuff. Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Howard the Duck.
What? What's this? I mean, the cover. I mean, what the hell?
I have no idea. It's signed.
That's Underground Howard the Duck. There's no. Yeah, but it's Marvel. But I mean, I don't see. You can't see because of that sign sticker. But that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that.
That's odd. That doesn't look. Like
Dracula, Captain Americana, Foul Friends, and Felonious Fellows. Fond looks at foul friends. Bill Mantlo, Michael Golden, Bill Mantlo, and Gene Colan.
Speaking of this, I have to say I really enjoyed the two Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I would, but I thought they were good. Yeah.
Huh. I've never watched them.
I really like them, even though I have a personal little thing. But
I thought they were good fun. I mean, like as soon as I see something that's even remotely work, I go off. I just like, oh fuck, not more of this shit. But I didn't really pick it up that much on that. It's probably there.
We got Mr. Beacon.
You mean the woke thing? No, me. I love that. I love those movies. My pet peeve is something else. It's more with James Gunn and. I just say in 2009 he was interested in doing a movie for Telson and not for Nat DeMerck, and it was all part of my college program.
Oh, okay.
Going to see a movie and going, huh?
Oh, there's some similarity. Oh, okay.
Huh. Yeah, the entire intro, like until he goes like, oh, forgot you were there. Like the entire intro, I'm there with my girlfriend, and we were because she wasn't with me in college, and we're like, "Holy shit, you took the fucking intro!" Yeah. But I love them. Like I still love them. Like they're fucking awesome. And you have to admit, Star-Lord's not Star-Lord. It's another character. I wonder where he got the inspiration from.
I know who it is.
Teddy Boogerman says that's the magazine version of Howard that Marvel put out. The Savage Sword of Howard, kinda. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Beacon says the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special was pretty fun too. Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, my mom and them really liked it.
There's a third one coming out this year, I think. Am I right in saying that?
You're supposed to have a third and final one coming out, yeah. But after what they did to the characters and Star-Lord and stuff like that, I don't think it'll be as good. Like, I'm sorry, they killed everything they built in 1 and 2.
Yeah, but I mean, the Avengers stuff. I watched them, and I kind of liked the first one, and then it just became too dense.
Yeah, I stopped.
Busy.
I stopped at Avengers 2 was the one that made me go like fuck off. Like I tried another one after, and I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like Ultron, I think it was the second one.
Yeah, that wasn't even that bad. It gets worse.
Yeah.
I was rooting for Thanos to kill them.
Yeah, but to me, the thing is that the fact that there's no Hank Pym, that out of nowhere it's not Hank Pym that creates Ultron, because it makes sense when it's Hank Pym, you know, like the guy that's lost his shit, that's a bit aggressive, violent, an alcoholic, and you know, to the point that he hit his fucking wife, that he got so like lost and striking mind and shit like that would build Ultron. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Then no, they decided to just like take fucking Tony Stark, tweak him, change him from the previous story, trying to make him into Hank Pym without making him Hank Pym, but he is Hank Pym.
Because he built it. Yeah,
like, and somebody's like, yeah, but Tony Stark's an alcoholic too for a few years. Yeah, but it's nothing. But it's nothing like Hank Pym. It's the life of Hank Pym that led him to create something like fucking Ultron.
Oh yeah, Pym always had the inferiority kind of complex. And
exactly, he had the inferior complex. He had the thing, and then he's the one that would wipe it. Like, you know, he was that evil scientist guy that would end up being building the fucking neutron bomb. You know what I mean? So that's what he did with Ultron. He was arrogant. He was fucking arrogant, and you know,
like the communists who sold the secrets to the nuclear bomb to the bloody Russians. Yeah, those bastards. Yeah, no, so it goes.
But you know, like I'll say this: like Guardians of the Galaxy, it's one of my they're up there with my best Marvel sci-fi movies.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy them, but James Gunn cannot do more than the same movie over and over and over again. Why do you think? Because the second one is like the first one. Even go watch his Suicide Squad. It's Guardians of the Galaxy. Again.
I haven't seen that.
I go watch it. Like, it's good, but it's Guardian of the Galaxy. I just hate the ending. Like I'm telling you, I'm not gonna spoil it, but as soon as they go, oh no, leave the job alone. They should have stopped there. Like, this is a Justice League job, and that's it.
Yeah, I kind of liked Ant-Man. I thought that was pretty good. Out of that,
the first one,
it's a standalone movie. Yeah,
I watched the first one. I liked it. I didn't watch the second one. Yeah,
no, we've got it. Monica went and bought just a whole bunch of these because they're cheap secondhand.
Yeah, I like the Thor one too. I really enjoyed the first Thor, the second Thor, the third one was. I like the beginning, and let's leave it at that.
I nearly lost my shit when they said that the Vikings were primitive people who probably worshipped these people as gods. The Vikings were not primitive people.
No, they weren't.
They were technologically advanced enough to screw everyone in their path.
And they were more progressive than you thought.
Yeah, well, they basically messed everybody. They didn't have any preference.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they don't fuck with their wives neither.
Yeah, no. It's just that really annoyed me. But it kind of annoyed me that to be perfectly honest with you, I don't like the Thor Marvel comics either, because it's just you're basically taking somebody's like this is folklore. This is sacred stuff, and you've turned into a comic book. I just thought, no, don't do that. I never liked it when the movie came out. There's nothing that can rescue that for me. And then they go and say something like that in the movie. I was like, you don't know what the hell you mean. So,
I don't know. Me, I grew up with the Walt Simonson Thor, so it's a bit more like Kirby when you read the Kirby ones. It feels like he had respect for the lore, even though he made it his own thing. Same thing with Walt Simonson. Like, you have a feeling that, you're reading something from back, from those stories, but they're adapted. They made him into a superhero or something like that. But the rest, they really treat him like a, regular Superman.
And in the movies, when they turn him into an overweight alcoholic, like a comedy sideshow, I'm like, you can't have a strong.
Yeah, but that was Ragnarok. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
How
me, what annoys me is when they kill it. They ruin and kill a movie because they wanted to make so much about the relationship because it has to be so much. The girl has to be so much more important than anything else.
Yeah.
Right? It's like it's like a perfect example is Daredevil. That movie that movie was gonna be the shit back then, right? The casting was awesome, but they changed it. They wanted it to be a romantic movie at the end. They wanted to have more emphasis on the thing, so it could come out on February 14th. So they reshoot the fucking movie, making it a fucking romanticized version where everything's about him and Elektra and how he loves her. And you're like, go watch the director's cut. It's nothing like the fucking released version.
Right. I haven't really watched. Oh yeah, but what I have is I bought the TV series. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm like, apparently that's the best TV series Marvel has done.
For season 1 and 2, and after that, nope.
I'm looking forward to it when I make time for it.
I really enjoyed season 1 and 2. Like the Punisher in there was good, but then after that they cut themselves. I'm telling you, dude.
So get 1 and 2, avoid the rest.
Yep, pretty much. Season 1 and 2 is pretty good.
All right.
Beacon says, my Viking ancestor Grimbald participated in William the Conqueror's conquest of Britain. Probably whooped the ass of several who thought he was a savage.
What and what? Yeah,
me, I'm descendant from King Rollo, so yeah, we're all Vikings here, motherfucker.
Yeah, I've got Norwegian heritage, so
there you go, another one.
Another one. Plus, I think 25% of Northern English all have Viking heritage because the Vikings were shaggers. Mm-hmm. So it's all they had the biggest. They had like
one thing you can be sure, Viking reproduces.
Offspring.
Kami Mark says adapting pre-existing religious stories is a balancing act.
And he'd know that because that's
sure,
doing.
And like Daddy Boggle says, Kirby and the Simonson were the shit.
Yeah. I've seen the Kami Mark. They're in talks about getting it distributed in like India.
Yeah, bring his campaign up. Yeah, let's talk about Krishna Kid.
Okay, let me see here. Oh, scroll.
Yeah, he was talking about that. Mark, are you available? Can you let Mark on here for a second? He can tell us about that.
There we go. Hey, there we go. Yeah. Look at that.
I love that cover.
Yeah, that's pretty nice looking.
Yeah, I love that half cartoony sort of. I just dig it. Really dig that. And there's another piece of art that he did for this campaign that I think looks amazing. So it's like a manga version. It is the story. It is the actual story, but it's got a modernized manga sort of look to it.
Yeah, it's like it's just a translation there of it into a manga form, like
pretty much. Mark's got he's had a Indian company interested in it, so
yeah, that's really cool. And hey, that could turn into a big deal, there's a lot of people there.
Well, yeah.
So it could never know, it could blow up. And then next thing you know, people will be wanting to make movies or something.
Okay. He's saying he can't pop on. He's a bit busy at the moment. Regarding distribution, let's say we're in talks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, hopefully it goes well.
Joe Frugo, just give Jesus do a ninja sword. They did something similar. I just can't remember what was the title, but it was like the nails of justice or something. Like there is like the savage Jesus. There's like 2-3 books about Jesus being a fucking badass, avenging motherfucker.
Yeah. There's one. Axe Cop, the guy.
Yes, Axe Cop. Yeah.
He did a book before that. I think it was just a web comic. I don't know if it was ever printed. It was called Jesus Christ: The Way of the Gun. Where he fights Nazis. That was pretty good. But then afterwards he said, "I'm not going to do any of it more. This is against my religion." And it was good. It was funny. It was like, it wasn't. I didn't think it was, that offensive. I thought it was still quite.
He's like, I had to get this out of my system. I'm done now.
Yeah, pretty much. He thought he made a big mistake. He's, sorry if everybody's upset and whatever. But
I mean, It's his choice, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah. All the fancy gifts and stuff.
I was asking how he did that. All this.
Yeah, it's kind of neat how it like angles it out and stuff. Yeah, that's kind of neat how he did it.
It's like saying I got to drag my ass out of the past and into the future.
Yeah, there's a phone app like in that does that.
Oh, huh. There's another cover there. Yeah, I hope it goes well for him, and he can get it out, distribute it out into India and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I said with publishers. I mean, I saw. Yeah, have you guys seen this thing with Alterna, where they've had to cancel a lot of projects recently?
No,
Yeah, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
What happened?
Low sales. They just. I think it was low sales for most of them, and I think some people just said we're done. There's no point in carrying on. So they've stripped down. I think about 10 titles, 10, 7, 10. A whole bunch. Yeah, I think it's the ones who are left. Clint's Downcast isn't there anymore. Mighty Mascots, Gods and Gears, and a bunch of others.
Yeah, Keith.
I saw there was
yeah.
There was something with Orion Wynn, I think too.
Yeah.
I think he's Gods and Gears, isn't he?
Yeah. And Hammerella.
Yeah, and Can Kill Cade. There was a bunch of things. So just
it seems like a lot of the ones that have been there for a long time, are leaving. Like Keith, he's been doing Mighty Mascots now for a good bit.
Keith does a good comic.
Yeah, I like Mighty Mascots.
Yeah.
I like that it was something that you could even give to like a young boy or something to read. Mm-hmm. It's not something too graphic.
It was so clever. It was a really clever. I really appreciate something that you can take an idea and completely work within the parameters of that idea. That was pretty good.
Oh, Marissa, just season 1 is the greatest Marvel TV show. Okay. I never watched it.
Same.
Trial of the Incredible Hulk is better.
Yeah, I remember that. The Daredevil. That was.
Or the first Thor. Was it in that movie? No.
It was in that movie.
It was in the movie because I wasn't sure. I was going to say, is it in the movie? It wasn't. Did they have its own episode? It wasn't a movie, right?
Thor and showed up in the Hulk show.
They resurrected him. Like I found the bones of a man, a big man, and then is a scientist, and he picks up the hammer, and he became Thor. Yeah.
Or do you remember the babysitters? Babysitters. What was it? Where it was a babysitter with kids, and they end up in a garage in the movie, and they actually meet.
Yeah. The guy who played him is the one who was in Full Metal Jacket that killed himself. Yeah, the guy who played Thor in the movie. Yeah. What was that called?
They actually meet Thor. Like the kid's like, "It's Thor." Nah, it's not, but it is.
It's kind of like revealed that he was actually Thor at the end.
Yeah.
What is
it's
that?
For the Babysitter's Club, the Babysitter's Night Out, or something like that.
Yeah, Adventures in Babysitting. Is that what it was called?
The Babysitter's Adventure. Yeah. Yeah. Like I remember the cover, like they're climbing up a fucking side of a wall, like in the Batman series or something.
Don't tell mom. Yeah, I killed the babysitter. I think there was a movie called Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
It's Adventures in Babysitting, is what it was called. Yeah, I've seen Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead a bunch of times back when.
Was it good? I saw the trailer at the time, and I never at the same time as Honey I Shrunk the Kids. I remember.
Gosh, I haven't watched Adventures in Babysitting like.
Yeah, that's it. Adventures in Babysitting.
Time ago.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that in a long time. Yeah, because the little girl.
The little girl that's always with their freaking Thor helmet.
Yeah. I haven't watched that.
She's a nightmare. She's a nightmare too. Is that like almost like emphasizing this is a problem child?
Look at that. Yeah. So the art here is really neat.
Yeah. I like that. That's the one I was thinking of. I saw the line art to that one.
Yeah, that was pretty neat. I like that. Let me see. Yeah. We're just talks. The first of the 4 books is done and already fulfilling for Krishna Kid, says Kami Mark. Yeah, that's awesome. Beacon says the ending of the Left Behind series has the return of Jesus, and he basically shouts the Antichrist's army to pieces. Jesus, don't forget. Who's Thor was in the Return of the Incredible Hulk, says Teddy Boogleman.
Oh, it wasn't in the trial then. And then I got it confused.
Felix says, don't tell Mom I killed the babysitter. Yeah. Don't tell Mom the babysitter's dead. Oh, gosh, that was with Peggy. Or no, from Married with Children, Al's daughter. What was her name? Christina Applegate. Yeah. There we go.
She was good looking.
Yeah, she was a pretty woman. Let's see.
We need another series like Love and Marriage.
Married with Children.
Married with Children. Sorry, I was thinking the song.
Loved that show. I watched it constantly with my dad. God, I loved that show.
That was
good. So good. All of that, we watched it every time it was on TV. It was like every day. We go flip it over. It's time to watch Married with Children.
Have you realized that Peg was actually a good-looking woman? You know?
Yeah,
that's the funny thing. It's always the daughter, but the mom was actually pretty good.
I got shocked when I realized she was Leela.
Yeah,
Futurama. She's the voice of Leela. And there's an episode where she meets an alien Cyclops, and it's Married with Children. There's an episode where it's Married with Children.
Brilliant. Oh, that's cool.
I love Futurama.
I got the whole series on the shelf with all the real media they've been buying.
Yeah, so, I binge watch them often. I really love that series. Like, to me, it's one of my favorites. Like
Sim, the first episode's got a suicide booth. As a Canadian, how do you feel about that? made in Canada.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Don't get me started with this shit.
That's wild.
But don't they have the same thing in the UK?
No, luckily not.
No,
maybe not yet. When they start, but who knows? Who knows what?
With time.
No, but I thought that it was in discussion for a long time. I just because we are kind of linked, right? Yeah. Usually, what happens to your side eventually ends up here, and the other way around.
I suppose. I hope not, because I'd probably be on that list. No, there's been nothing like that, luckily. But but it wouldn't surprise me. What's going to happen? We're going to get a Labour government.
Soon the answer to I'm unhappy, like I don't like what you're doing. I'm not happy. I don't agree. You could always go to Maid.
Yeah, you can always do it. You can always
just go off yourself over there.
Yeah, there's a booth. There's a magazine to read. Go sit in the gas chamber.
You got your favorite comics right there.
Yeah, it's like going into a cubicle with like magazines next to the toilet. It's good.
Die among your collection.
Yeah. And then it just incinerates everything together, and it's just powder that comes out the bag.
And you get spread around in ashes with all your collections.
Yeah. I mean,
just be careful not to have too much plastic in that collection, because plastic.
Oh man. I'd eat a lot of popcorn just to like unpop popcorn. Just I don't know. Just the whole idea is just so incredibly dystopian. Life just does not matter to certain people, whether it's at the beginning or the end. It's yeah.
Oh, Pale Rider's back. He says, "Did I miss the drag show?" Well, Chubb kept normal clothes on, I guess.
Yeah, well, you did, but yeah, I did a little dance, a little striptease.
You did miss me singing an Oopa Loopa song, I guess. So
that's a cool.
They showed everybody how to get him to sing.
That's neat.
Yeah.
I wonder who did that one. That's cool. He's doing like a Dragon Ball Z there, getting ready to energy.
Could almost see his Dragon Balls.
You see me balls?
See my balls. You see my balls. I shaved my balls just for this comic.
I seen what was it, Facebook? I scrolled down through Facebook, and there was a clip of somebody getting a Turkish bath because they were down in Turkey.
Okay.
And that was interesting. Said it cost him like only $3 American, and it was some big guy, yeah, some kind of overweight fella, older overweight man, and there's like you strip down and lay there, and he's like rubbing all over you, every part of you, and then he like randomly slap him and stuff, and do all this. Then next day he's going. I think at first he was like getting this like really ice cold shower. Then he'd go in and the guy would like rub him down. Then he'd go back and get like this really hot sauna, like super sweaty sauna, and sat there for like 15 minutes. Then he came back out, had to lay back down, and the guy's like takes like a rubber, like a big scouring pad on his hand and just rubs him like that. Like so he's like all red from like just getting all the old, I guess like the old dead skin off of him, and randomly smacking him again. And then he'd go, and then he had to go and get another real ice cold shower. No, then I think he got scrubbed down. Like they soaked him up, and and the guy was actually wearing, I think, a pair of like swimming trunks. But he's like, yeah, normally you're meant to be naked. Like, yeah, that's what I want, just naked. Some old fat man just rubbing every part of me.
Yeah, you want a young fat man. There's a lot of energy.
And in the background, there's this really overweight man just laying, with his belly down, and he's completely naked except for like this strip of clothes that's like covering his ass crack and going like down in between and up through like the front of him. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, the sumo thing.
Why is that there in the background?
Bless other cultures.
It's interesting. It was interesting, but like he got this ice cold shower then afterwards, and got dried off and everything. And he said, "Yeah, I feel very clean." I was like, "Well, I guess so." With that whole process and getting like completely, all that just completely scraped and stuff, like dang on. But it was interesting to see. I've never actually heard of the process that they go through. That's wild.
Oh yeah, horses for courses. What?
The commie hat. Jeez. Yeah, I mean, this is
There's a lot on this campaign.
Oh, he says Bogdan did that one, he says.
Yeah.
Bogdan. All right. Huh. But yeah, it's a pretty I'm glad to hear that it's getting attention,
I think it's his most successful one that he's done so far.
And he's up to 11,000 on here.
Yep.
So yeah, and hopefully with this India talks, hopefully we get to see even more success for him. Yeah. Let's see, stop sharing that. Let me see. Close this out. There we go. Yeah. All right. How long have we been going now?
Let's see. It's
an hour and 40 minutes, it says.
Yeah, it should be about. Yeah. I can tell you the time here, but that's not going to make any sense to you guys.
Yeah. Luckily, me and Sim are on the same time frame. I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, you guys got like what, 7? The USA's got like what, 7 time zones or something? So
I don't know.
I don't know, but we're on the same one, so I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about nothing. When I tell Sim the time, he gets it. I don't have to translate nothing.
Yeah, I was on Michael Bancroft's show, like when I just launched this campaign, and he said he basically, it was because he works on America. He's in Australia, but he works on the American time. Then you've got to count it back. It's just really complex. It's like, I'm not that bright. Like, how do I do this?
Could you just tell me the normal time, man.
Yeah, tell me what time it is there, and tell me in how many hours I need to, be.
Not your weird backwards Australian time. I don't operate on prison time. I don't know.
Shame. It's good egg. Bancroft. Yeah, I need to dip my toes in again. I think the whole thing is like working in public. Like I said, I was going to do with this project. Like just everything that you do, basically, just do it in real time and do it for people to see. We live in that age where you can actually do that. And I said I was going to do it on this one, but you start getting stage fright. You don't want people to see what you're doing because they'll see that he's having a lot of doubts about this. He doesn't know what he's doing about that. He's redrawing this. This is quite crap. That's always the worry.
What's this, Sim?
Oh, you're already looking at my stuff?
What is this?
Oh, hold on a sec.
Is that clip?
I was prepping something, but you kind of beat me to it. Pretty good on you.
Well, I mean, it was sitting there.
Usually you don't notice them. This is what it is. I've been working on some animations.
Oh. Is this Clip Studios? Because it's got animation, doesn't it?
Yeah. If you buy the EX version, and like I said, just wait till you get the year special, where it's technically half price. So I've been doing some little animations.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's right.
And now you're about to see what it all came up to. So, is the audio on? Yeah.
Hello, my name is Sim, and welcome to the Netverse.
So this is what I was doing with all those little animations.
Very cool. Yeah, that's a skill I wish I had.
Yeah, it was nice how you had her do the flip and the armor came together.
Mm-hmm.
I love those the power, like right in the beginning when you do those power effects, like that flash, like those liquid sort of effects.
Mm-hmm.
Is that drawn individually? How do you do that? That
You mean the sim thing where they?
That's it. That
it's all animated. It's all animated. It's all little hand animated.
Mm. Like tweens. Does it do tweens?
Mm-hmm.
In that version of the program?
You can do pretty much anything you want in there, to be quite honest. Like after that, you pass it to like Premiere Pro, whatever you use for your editing.
Oh yeah.
But I animate in the thing, and one of the best thing about Clip Studio is that they have the paint bucket. Okay, and the paint bucket works so goddamn well that you can flash a goddamn book just by using your inks as a reference, and then you go click and you control the settings. It has a gap closing. So if there's a gap in your line, it's still going to close it. So
okay.
You can imagine for animation how fast how good it is. Like you draw your thing, you put reference layer, and we're done.
Yeah. I think Toon Boom does that too, where it's smart. It's smart coloring.
Yep. Like it's very interesting. Like I can flat a page like this now compared to before it would take me like forever. But that's why I was working on those animation. I wanted to have something that looks a bit like an anime intro. So down the line, that's what I'm gonna have. It's gonna be a full anime intro.
So how long did it take you so far?
To work on this?
Mm.
Technically, I just like once in a while I do an animation and then I put it together. Like it's I draw and I got a lot of work. So eventually I go like, okay, I need to do something else, and I get into a little animation bender.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. If you work on something for too long, you just gotta have like a palette cleanser. I guess it's like that.
Mm-hmm. And I enjoy doing animation, but it's way more time consuming than comics in a way, and also limited. But comics come first for me.
Yes, and I was messing around with After Effects for a while, doing little animations and stuff. But I realized after a while, it's like there are people who are so much better at this than I am.
Using the puppet thing.
Yeah, some on the puppet thing, sometimes tweening. I learned to use like a lot of tweening on Flash and importing that into After Effects. But then that's just the tip of the iceberg, because then you get
But that's the thing is I started working like trying to go. Oh, I'm gonna do like a motion comic. I'm gonna animate like a page, and the amount of work that it got me to get halfway there, I can get too little animation done.
Yeah. Or a whole comic,
because like I'm one of those creative artists. Like I like to draw from mine, right? And with the animation skill, so it's way easier for me to just go like 4 frames and then do a little bit of in betweens, then cut this, fill the background, do this, and then use liquid and make the fucking thing do like this. I just animate it, And most anime and animation is technically pencils. You don't even need to ink them when you think about it.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like the Japanese limited animation. I mean, obviously,
It's about storytelling and effectivity.
Did
you ever watch a movie called Redline?
No.
Watch it. One of the best freaking anime movies done in a long time. It's called Redline. Watch it. You're gonna love it. It's like imagine the guys that were behind Cowboy Bebop and some of the best freaking anime, Trigun, deciding they want to do a heavy metal type of like approach and doing racing games that with people that's it's pretty fucking good. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, because I was thinking compared to Western animation animates a lot more, but the overall effect is when you have a stagnant sort of, you know what I mean. Like if there's the Japanese just figured out a way of having a stagnant illustration, and then just in key parts you will animate but then you can spend a lot more time on those particular pieces of animation, those little scenes.
Yeah, but they were the first one to perfect the Hanna-Barbera way.
I guess, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like technically, you have one character that's not moving, so we don't need to we just animate the arm and the head. Like they've learned how to go full energetic, like Kirby, in something, even though it's a still image, and they're just gonna move the lines in the back. It works, and in the shot you won't even notice it.
Yeah, it's a comic book approach to it. Like I mean, the Batman the animated series had some really good episodes, but at the same time there was a lot of stuff where I'm like, you did not have to animate all of that. You could have had you could have better illustrated images, and you could have been more careful about how you animate, what parts you animate, stuff like that.
The Brewston years were so great.
Yeah,
they did some of the best animation I've seen in TV, like for like that and the Justice League Unlimited. Those were just goddamn great. Another movie that's I love that a lot of people don't know about that much. That to me, it's up there with all the heavy metal movies, like Rock and Roll and stuff like that. It's Titan AE.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty freaking good, and a lot of people don't even know about it. And I'm like, dude. Or remember Disney?
It's from the 90s, isn't it? Titan
Mhm.
AE. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
And then there was Treasure Planet, something
Mm,
like that.
yes,
That
yes,
Disney
yes.
did. That was pretty freaking good too.
Yep.
But they went more like classic sci-fi than Disney type of thing, and it went like, boom. I liked it. I really freaking liked it. Like
Those
one of
are
my
good.
favorite movies was Atlantis too. Atlantis was freaking good.
Yeah. I mean, like, I was thinking, like, I've never been a big Disney guy,
Mm-hmm.
but there have been some standalone movies that I have liked, and that's always been the outlier things for them, where they deviate a bit from what they normally.
Yeah, Atlantis was one of them. Like, dude, they got Mike Mignola, and then Michael J. Fox. Like, okay, I'm interested. And the entire freaking thing was pretty freaking good. But don't look at the sequels. It's like I really enjoyed Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, okay, I haven't seen that. No.
But it's one of the things that Ali was in the chat last time going, "Well, there's no musical." I'm like, that's why I like them.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing that I didn't like about Disney is when they break into full musical. I don't mind having a song or two or having music or something like that, but don't turn my shit into a musical.
Yeah, no, totally on board with that. Speaking of Michael J. Fox, I rewatched Back to the Future Part 2 recently, and that did not age well. Jeez.
No. There's another movie that I really like from them. That's another underrated movie, and it's a Peter Jackson movie, Frighteners. Fucking good.
Oh yeah, that's great.
That was his last movie before he went to Atlantis,
Frighteners.
and that was before he got real sick. And back then, the next movie that he was supposed to do, if you remember, he was supposed to be Peter Parker.
Yeah, was that when the Parkinson's started?
They announced that he was going to be Spider-Man, and if you remember, he even said it. That's why he took the pose. Remember when he's in the bathroom and he's looking out there and he's like, he literally takes the fucking Spider-Man pause on the freaking floor. That was why, because he was supposed to be Peter Parker, but then the Parkinson took.
Frighteners was such a good movie.
It was fucking good.
Roadmap of pain.
I love it. That fucking movie was awesome, dude. And a lot of people don't even know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was classically good. I'm surprised it hasn't got more of a cult following.
Yeah.
That's another one I need to rewatch or get on DVD.
It's freaking awesome. Yeah. And to me, it's kind of like they kind of shot themselves in the foot, even though it's still good. Like, it's still a really good comedy. It's freaking like it's funny, but it's not a comedy. It's very dark and sinister, but it's funny, right? Yeah, but I think they shot themselves in the foot by trimming down the horror side. Like, they were too afraid to go full horror, right? The gore or the this. Dude, it would have been a masterpiece if they would have played with it like perfect, like Evil Dead 2. It's like, it's not a comedy, but it's a very horrific movie, but it has a comedic side to it. They don't take themselves too seriously, which made it a fucking cult movie,
Like Reanimator.
Yeah, another one. Yeah.
Oh, there's Ice Queen. Oh, hello. And Felix says Peter Parkinson.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was too nice to say it.
Yeah, and then you have Dolly Parton started to sing the song. Parkinson.
Wait, what? I do need to start wrapping this up, I think.
Okay.
I probably should.
You've only had 2 hours sleep, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been going on for. Oh man, yeah, it's been going on for a while. I need to start wrapping it up. I need to talk to Mom and stuff about some stuff, and then I need to go to sleep. I think.
Drive 4 hours to Virginia for the Comic-Con convention to buy Frank Frazetta merchandise.
It'd be nice to went to that, but no, I don't need to spend any money, not right now, especially. But yes, everyone, please do go check out Mary Boy's Beefheads on Indiegogo. It's one I need to back whenever I can get some free money.
We're shadow banned at the moment, which unfortunately, well, like everybody else, it seems to be.
Like everyone, I guess.
Yeah. What's going on?
Everyone who's been shadow banned on there, but it is worth checking it out, going and searching it up on the Indiegogos. I love the first book.
Search it on Google and put Mary Boy's Beefheads Indiegogo into Google, then it'll take you there. But if you're on the website itself, it'll probably say no, it doesn't exist or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. I know it'll work through Google. That's how I bring it up. So yeah, go check it out. I really like the first books, the first campaign. So I'm sure the second one will
I got
be
them right there.
good.
Excellent.
Oh, we got Ace popping in here at the end. Hey, Ace.
Hey.
And
Anything gay?
Sim, you got anything you want to add?
Who?
I said, Sim, you got anything?
Oh
you
yeah,
want
okay, yeah, of course. Don't forget to like and share this channel, my channel, and go check out Mr. Chubb's channel. Go back his book, pretty freaking good. Don't forget to go sign up for Tales from an Adverse 2. The Second Chance campaign is going to be launching, and get your chance to get some original art by yours truly.
Nicely done.
Go sign up. We're going to be going live soon, and there's going to be a lot of sweet stuff.
Alrighty.
Other than that, I'm done.
Cool. All right,
Alright.
guys.
Any final words, Chubb?
No, I think it's just been a busy Saturday. I think I'm just gonna go curl
And say
up.
hi to Monica.
Yeah. Should be in the chat. Mrs. Chubb.
Mrs. Chubb.
I'm Mrs. Chubb this time, isn't I? So.
You're gender swapping. Okay.
Yeah, it's
get
okay
it.
now. That's how we roll now, isn't it? So,
Thanks for joining us, Chubb.
You get more respect around by switching it. So she's Mr. Chubb for now, and you're Mrs. Chubb. It's very in. You know what I mean? It's groovy at this point.
yeah, I know. It's the less said, the better. We're all going to be on some train to some recreational camp for expressing the wrong opinion.
Yeah. So thanks everybody for joining us, and I do have another person lined up for Monday night or Monday. So we should have a guest. So I won't make any more goof ups, and we'll see you on the next one. End it. There we
Just
go.
guys.